Dark Souls 2 is better than Dark Souls 1. This is a take I bring up a lot with my friends, and always ends up with, you just had a bad run of Dark Souls 1. So I took it upon myself to get every achievement in Dark Souls 1 on Steam. I played 4 separate runs, 1 Strength, 1 Intelligence, 1 Faith, and 1 Dex/Pyro. After pouring 300 hours into this game while forming opinions with every single death, I have finally come to the concrete conclusion that I still like Dark Souls 2 more than its predecessor. But is that because of nostalgia? Well, to keep it fair, I decided to dive right into Dark Souls 2 a day after finishing Dark Souls 1 to see if my memory of this game still holds up. The game starts exactly how I remember, with the coolest opening cutscene from any FromSoft game. This opening had no reason to go so hard, yet it does. I know this isn't supposed to be part of the rating, but it always gets me hyped for this game. I make my way to the old lady's hut and create my character. I'm going to start this playthrough as a sorcerer because that was the playthrough I had the most fun with in Dark Souls 1. This should give Dark Souls 1 the best chance of changing my mind. After absolutely minimal changes to my character, I continue the game. I run upstairs to grab my free effigy and head around the house to kill the hidden ogre and claim the stone ring. I proceed to the tutorial area to get some early souls and get used to whatever controls are different in this than Dark Souls 1. Like how pressing B drops you from ladders, not to slide down them. Don't do truck skids. I traversed what was apparently a battlefield and entered the best hub in FromSoft history. I immediately get sidetracked, but I'm able to pull myself back and light the bonfire. I then go and talk to the best firekeeper in the series. Reject edgy Melina and embrace comfy firekeepers. After putting all my hard-earned souls into 1 point of intelligence, I go around and talk to the inhabitants of Majulia. Depression, grumpy, anxiety, and a cat. Feels like home. I picked up the Estus Flash Shard, killed the murder pigs, and turned myself pretty again. I always head to the Forest of Giants first and grab the effigy along the way. Hey look, demon souls. I light a bonfire and pay my respects. Any idea whose grave this is? I take a stupid jump and actually make it first try. Is this what they're calling stupidity these days? After a close call, I made it to the Cardinal Tower bonfire where I speak to Beetle's grandma and exhaust her dialogue so she'll move to Majulia. I also buy the blacksmith key and a soul spear from her before returning to Majulia myself. I give the Emerald Herald the Estus Shard and unlock the blacksmith's house, allowing me to upgrade my staff. She's kicking her feet! I return to the forest and start making my way through. the forest, meet Kale the cartographer, get a key to the mansion, open the shortcut, and climb the ladder to the first boss fight. Being an expert in the combat of this game, I slowly whittle down his health until he crumbles under the might of my... Turns out being hollowed is terrible for the vocal cords. I head down the ladder to I never said I was good at this. I picked up a great soul arrow, used the lockstone for the sprint ring, and got a halberd. I'm sure the last one wouldn't cost me anything. I returned to Majulia to level attunement to house more spells, and opened the mansion to get the Estus Shard in the basement. After turning in the shard, I returned to the forest and summoned Bloody Bear. I usually wouldn't use summons, but who knows how long this man's been waiting to be summoned. I make my way down to the last giant fight where I see 2 NPC summons, and as they say, in for a penny, in for a pound. With my fire team ready, I pump them up and we engage the boss. But there were so many of us, I didn't really do anything but spam spells from a safe distance. After the fight, I was awarded with the soldier key and went around unlocking doors. I got the restoration ring and got assaulted by a knight. I returned home not wanting to tempt fate with my souls and spend them on leveling my staff and my intelligence, trying to squeeze out as much damage as I can into my spells before heading back to the forest. People have a strange sense of humor. I opened up a side door and got attacked by Skelly Bros, before being attacked by armored turtles, before being attacked by an NPC invader. I survived, of course, but there was a lot of shenanigans involved. Once lighting the bonfire, I return to Majulia and find Bito's grandma, and she is now selling infinite life gems. I invest a little into vigor and go back to the forest to take on the pursuer in his proper arena. Lucky for me, he brought a sword to a ballista fight. After being carried by a bird to a prison. That seems familiar. I light the bonfire and return to level a little bit more. She even sways! At the Bastille, I fight the pursuer again, just to show that I can defeat him. I continue through the Bastille and run into Bobby Hill and have a nice chat.
I don't know you.
I blow up a wall and light a torch for an old blacksmith. He seems to like it.
Dear friend.
I make my way to the boss of the area and release this poor soul along the way. I try to clear out the enemies and open the shortcut, but this blows up in my face. I clear the area properly and open the shortcut. I also open a useless door. Now I know this fight is a gang fight, so I brought along some friends. With the numbers evened out, this shouldn't be so bad. I am not deterred that easily as I use another effigy to resummon my friends. Hyde's Tower of Flame is a fantastic place to be. Both bosses here are not hard and lead to one of my favorite locations. I pull both levers to raise the platforms for the boss arena. No, I'm not going to cheese this boss. Not because I'm above that, but rather I'm more likely to be the one that falls. Before I defeat the Dragon Rider, I'm going to fight Ornstein Wannabe. Before I fight Ornstein, I'm going to have to fight the White Knight and the Dragon. The Dragon wasn't too difficult. I passed the Vigor test. I lowered the bridge and ate some leaves before challenging a smokeless Ornstein. You never really notice the music until after the fight. Second time's the charm. I unlocked the Sentinels of Blood.
You are not needed.
How rude. I head back to the Emerald Herald and drop my souls into Intelligence and Vigor before returning to take on the Dragon Rider. You didn't see that. I grab the Arena Binding, which should help us at this death rate, and engage the boss. This one goes down without a hitch.
To a place I could
I
go.
talked to the absolutely not suspicious cleric.
Sorry. Help the gullible by teaching the good word.
And level my attunement once again. I return to the path and collect some sublime bone dust before I hang down an elevator. Through one more hallway, I end up in a cave with a bonfire, right before my favorite spot in the entire game. Why do I like No Man's Wharf? Well, let me walk you through why. First off, you can light so many torches. It's just so satisfying seeing this place light up. The difficulty scaling of this place is just right, with most things dying in one hit. It also has my favorite weapon, the Bandit Axe. This thing carried me through my first playthrough years ago. But alas, this is not a strength run, so it goes into the back pocket for now. Gotta keep laying this place up. Bobby Hill is also here, making it just that much better.
Have you heard of the undead? These poor souls affected
Yes,
by
I have heard of the undead. The enemies here have the funniest mechanic of being afraid of the light. Watching them run away is quite funny. You know what else is great at this place? A pirate ship. I told you this is the best place. I open up a shortcut, then fall to my death. I'm not even mad. Did you see that pirate ship? I restock on life gems and collect my souls and go see good old Galvin. He wheels, he deals, and he's the only NPC who will buy stuff as far as I know. How does he drink through the helmet? How much is in that cup? I sell all my duplicate items and go along my way. I kick down the other shortcut and go talk to the first Sorcerer NPC, Ansem the Wise. I immediately buy everything and return to the bonfire to equip my new spells like Soul Spear Barrage to fight the area boss. I love how he just drops. After boarding the pirate ship and killing everyone on board, I head down below deck and challenge the boss. I always like this boss, specifically because it reminds me of that one boss from Super Smash Bros. Brawl. On an unrelated note, Soul Spear Barrage sucks? I understand how each spear does less damage than a normal one, but I'm pretty sure the entire spell does worse than one heavy Soul Spear. Regardless, I finish the boss off and set sail on the 7 seas to see what adventure awaits me. Oh no. I light the nearby bonfire and make my way across the wall. I'm ambushed by the pursuer, but I take him on. Fortunately for him, he flees from my wrath. I open up a gate that leads me back to the blacksmith from earlier. With the two entrances to the Bastille now connected, I go to spend my souls and burn the bone dust to strengthen my flasks. I decide it's time to take on the Sentinels again, so I resummon my NPC friends and begin the fight. I got back to where the pursuer ambushed me, to find another way through the Bastille. I find an Estus shard, something to light, a cage from Sen's fortress, and a couple hidden walls. I wonder what's out here. I open the path to the area's Great Soul, but don't feel right fighting him before taking out the trio. So I make my way back to the arena, but this time I'm going in alone. This is what I'm talking about. Already much better damage. One down, followed by the second. Fighting one of these guys in an open area is much easier. After defeating the boss, I opened an insane amount of secret doors in this room. There wasn't really anything good in them, but I opened up a new area and got another bonfire. I buy more life gems, increase my flasks, and level up my stats a little more. I say hi to Ansem, but he's not selling anything new. I do get attacked by murder pigs. I return to the Bastille to see what else I can find. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'll leave you be. I open a gate and now the entire Bastille is one giant circle leading to the boss, so I make my way to him. I watch some gargoyles fly by and light the bonfire. I head down the elevator and summon Bobby Hill to help me fight the Brawl boss. Poor guy. I also summon Louette, but send him home because they failed me at the trio fight. I lit more things on fire and engaged the boss. He thought turning off the lights would help, but I already lit the room pretty well. Bobby took most of the aggro as I shot him from the distance. And just like that, one great soul collected, and I was sent back to Majula. I go to Beetle's grandma and buy a fragrant branch of yore before returning to the Bastille to finish some things up. I unfreeze, unpetrify, free? I freeze straight. He'll sell me some spells and trade boss souls for weapons. I trade the ruined sentinel soul for the heavy homing soul arrow and return to Majulia to go down another path. But before I do, I light up the tutorial area, because why not? Once I'm done, I get back on track and make my way to the shaded woods. This guy has my sword! I cut off a dragon's tail for that! I blew up and then freed Rosabeth and opened the door. I grab an Estus shard and light a bonfire on the other side. What is that? Pushing past what I just witnessed, I head to the shaded woods proper. There's more of them! Okay, how come all the new sorceries do terrible damage? I lay a bonfire at a spot where the road splits 3 ways. I take the left route first. I was ambushed, it shouldn't count. Okay, I can't even lock onto this guy, how's that fair? No, Dark Souls 2 is better than the original. I'd rather fight 3 of these guys than one of those skeleton dogs. I reach an impasse in the path where there's a sealed door, so I turn around and try the middle path. And there's another door. I guess the right path is the right path all along. I enter the foggy forest and it's filled to the brim with those invisible men. Got him. I found a talking head. He's sad because there's no body around. Further up the path, I end up in some ruins. This place sucks. Invisible men, petrified bodies blocking the paths, basilisks, and cursed jars everywhere. And then there's these buffalo dudes. I'm getting good at this. I talked to Scorpion and he asked me to take out the area boss. So after collecting the rest that I could, I challenged Miss Scorpion. Oh boy, she's resistant to magic. I summoned Scorpion to help me out, and together we take her down. After her fight, I end up in the Door of Pharaohs. This place is an absolute scam. There's just one door that is worthwhile opening here out of over a dozen. I increase my flasks, burn a bone shard, and level up before returning. Why am I the only one who slowed down in water? Torch. I do a quick Google search to find out which door is the one I want. I unlock it and loot the insides. I challenged the Royal Rat Authority. That's a dog. After playing Old Yeller down, I talked to Kane, the Rat King.
We have no time.
Might join his
for
covenant later. I spend all my souls on life gems and use the Faint Stone to infuse my dagger with magic. Now it should scale much better with my intellect. I head up to a camp of peaceful townfolk. Mimic! How did he grab me? Finally, let's see what all the trouble is worth. I can't even use it. Ooh, torch. I recreate the Kingsman church scene and continue into the spider's den. I start dumping everything into intelligence to be able to use that staff I died so many times for, and begin making my way through the spider's nest. So apparently I forgot to unpause, and having already made my way through a good chunk of the area, I will admit I died. A lot. So I'm adding 5 to the death counter. Man, those seeking soul spears will follow you to the ends of the earth. I grab the shortcut bonfire and get killed by a man with the name Gumfrey. Well, I know what spell to use in PvP now. I get my revenge on Gumfrey and collect an Estus shard, and finally make my way towards the boss. Torches are awesome. After dragging my feet through cobwebs, I challenge Charlotte. Charlotte's also resistant to magic, but her moveset is simple enough for me to just avoid it. After running out of spells, I simply poke her to death. I killed the old man for a fragrant branch of yore and push my intelligence to 50. I reinforce my new staff and go and free Ornifex. I return to Majula and prepare to go down another path. If you made it this far into the video, you've probably noticed I'm nowhere close to the end of the game, and you'd be right. This is longer than I remember. I do have more footage, but I'm currently have 9 hours of footage into my editor, and I'm pretty sure if I add any more to it, it's gonna throw a fit. So I'm splitting the videos up. Hopefully my next video has better editing. Feel free to leave criticism in the comments. Everything is a learning experience. If you do like my video and want more content from me, I do have a VODs channel where I used to stream. I'll try to leave the link to it in the description. YouTube doesn't like me leaving links generally. It is streams, no edited videos, so keep that in mind. If you're still listening, I hope you've had a wonderful day, and thank you for your time. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.